Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another one of these Voyager Decklist quote-unquote streams that we're doing. I am joined by Truk.
I'm here.
All right. So, Truk, do you want to look at your deck first, since you're here?
And we are also joined by DVP.
Oh, hello, TVP.
Hi, how are you doing?
All right. Okay, two people. That's good. So, which deck do we want to start with?
Let's just start with mirrors and enchantments. Why not?
Yeah, first one.
Sure. Okay. You should be numbered stacks. Thank you. All right. So Mir's deck. Let me open up a window for searching. So let me pull up Themia's backside. For those who don't know, I assume you know if you're watching this, but Themia's backside is the land here. Okay. So I can't flip it, but I have to fix the bug where I can see it. So Mir's deck is a deck that Mir talked about before with it's the reason we put a change in for Lately Falc. And this deck does do a similar thing to that deck, but it is slightly different. I believe the main payoff here is Kalia.
Yeah, it looks to be so.
Yep.
Oh,
With 3 copies, though, notably.
is
Kagane.
that Mirror or Kagane? Okay, Kagane. Would have been nice
Yep.
if Mirror.
Kalia is. Yep, Kalia here is notable for making like 6 to 6 power casually. That's that.
Yep. Yeah. Frail Friendship is something I'm looking at here, which seems interesting. What is this doing here?
It prints Kalias.
You mean like icon?
Maybe not.
And then it corrupts. I'm not sure what this is doing here, but I guess Mirror could explain.
I'll note that the 2 types that you can choose, because what it's looking for,
Yeah, you can choose wizard.
you can just pick wizard
It says
as one of the types.
only one.
Yeah, you pick wizard. No other cards in your deck have wizard type.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant pick icon and wizard.
Yeah, no, you pick wizard.
Yeah, no, you just pick
Yeah,
wizard and whatever
you pick-
you've got in hand.
Exactly.
Yeah, but then at that point you're spending. I guess it's like fine if you have multiples.
Yeah.
It's a creature shooter that is able to repeatedly shoot. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, do we have any wonder creatures? No. Yeah, I mean it's banned. I think Market Negotiator is also an interesting include in here.
Yeah, this definitely does
good.
something. Would argue.
Also, Retreat to the Border Hole just being fucked up, is also in here. Notably has anti-synergy with Kalia, but this card is good enough that it doesn't matter, I think. Also really nice to curve Tyrant into this.
Yeah. It also does technically have
A retreat is any number, so
Yeah.
retreat is any number, so it's not.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to Tyrant on turn 2, this on turn 3. I think you can Tyrant on turn 2, something else on turn 3, and then this on like turn 4 or 5.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Call of the what? What are we doing?
It makes the 3/3 and gives it vigilance.
Oh,
It's
yeah, fair enough, actually.
It's like a stat stick with Kalia. It works with retreat.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see it.
And it's more
Also,
stats.
Shadow of Grace
Icon.
blinks Tyrant as well and blinks Call.
Yep. Oh, yep. It sure does. It also resets binding decisions if you need to.
Spork's Binding Decision is in here, which is kind of
Well,
notable.
resetting binding decision isn't good unless. Yeah, it isn't good.
Yeah,
Well,
it's bad because they get more choice.
I guess this doesn't have any direct removal, noting that other than Shadow of Grace.
No, this
After
Prythite
Joy,
summons.
kind of removal. Oh yeah, 50%.
It's more like what can you get off of the battlefield, and I can see Prythite summons helping you get stuff off the
Yeah.
battlefield, but Rapturous Joy does not remove it.
I am seeing
Yeah.
Exhaust Desire in the side. It's a bit hard to see, but Exhaust Desire can be cast off Driftings, Rip, and Height Maps, so that's kind of
Yeah.
interesting.
Or Wanderer Shrine also just kind of
Wander Shrine doesn't grab a swamp though.
Yeah.
But this is a 3-color deck that's like not running that runs like only a single island in the main. So
Yeah.
well, it does run Celestial Realm, Nothing Bog, and 4 Wander Shrines and Submerged Spires. So that's an understanding. Also, Submerged Spires is an interesting thing to see in here. Let me actually take a look at what.
Yeah, Mir's
things-
running Submerged Spires for the Tyrant synergy.
Oh, yep.
I guess that does just print 3/1 creatures that can't be blocked.
Yep. Consecrated Farmland is also like really nice in here because again, you are on Blink in this deck, and then again, if you put this on a Kaldea, you're drawing a card. You can make something else bigger, and now your Kaldea like effectively hexproof because they are not paying Ward 4. And
Exactly.
also, this is just a ton of stats. If you like turn 2 land and like turn whatever, like you gotta Kaldea down. This can just like print stats because it's 4.
Really interested to see negates in here, and also 2 Market Negotiators in the side. Very interesting, I think.
I think Market Negotiator is a card that even after the nerf is like criminally underplayed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Market Negotiators is like also. And we've got the buffed board wipe too.
Yeah.
Which one? Oh, Beseech the Divine. Yeah,
Yeah.
notably this hits your own Tyrant, but like that's not horrible. Like if you're board wiping, it's not that bad. Plus this deck I think can recover. Like if you're losing your own Tyrant, like that's fine. And this deck has a lot of other enchantments.
The secret is that you can exile your Tyrant with Shadow of Grace, basically to hide it from the board wipe.
Yeah. Well, no, that
Which is
doesn't
very
work.
fun.
It does work.
Well, you have to play the 5 mana side though for that, which is awkward.
Yeah, but it's something you can do.
I think hiding it with like Prythite
Prythite
Summons
Summon.
or Retreat is more
Yeah.
feasible.
Yeah.
Also, Lightning's in the sideboard.
This has got to be against control. This has to be a control. Yeah.
Lightning and Negate are again anti-control stuff. Crown Identity we're seeing.
Yep. This just is the version of this is the version of True Blood that I believe Mirith believes in. Right now, it looks like it says it does say each turn. There was a change that will be coming where it's only on your turn, but it is still
I
just
don't know
like
if we
very
have
good.
that slated or that was supposed to have happened last month.
We had it slated, we just forgot about it.
Yeah.
No, that was supposed to happen last month.
My.
That is a typo. Yeah, that is not supposed to be like that. Let's go and Telecal typos. Fuck that. That is not supposed to be each turn.
Well, it looks like they're gonna get 1 free GP with that.
Also,
Well, they will have to play as intended, they will play as intended, not as written. At least that's what I think.
Alright.
Correct? Like,
Well,
we
assume
don't
it's
have
in
official
patch
tournament
notes.
rules.
Yeah.
It is in the patch notes that were posted in news.
Yeah. I guess.
I can
Rip, yeah.
literally just issue an errata on the I can literally just modify the JSON, which I will
you
be
should
doing.
probably.
Or I can
Let's look
rebuild
on
the
the next
format,
deck.
but then I have to clean up all the MSE sets, which I don't feel like doing right now.
Let's just look at the next set.
Okay,
What do we
let's just
got?
go next.
Or next deck, not
Okay,
set.
so this is Epid. So Epid has not
This is
very
Kiki
much.
Jiki.
No, it's not Kiki Jiki. The thing
This is not
Epic-
KTG.
so Epic like DM'd me this, and I'm like, oh yay, we have, because they couldn't set up the submission, so they were asking me to help them, and I saw, oh, they're on KikiG, and they're just not. They're just not on KikiG.
Yeah. You have a Kiki Jiki combo? Good to know. I'm not playing it.
Firmament Rending Blade is very
So-
funny to see
Yeah.
here.
This is the deck that Ricky
Is the
either
Rending
won
Blade
with or
just?
did well with.
Is the Rending Blade just for the Life Ignora?
No, it also works with Headhuntress and Existence Flutter.
Oh, I missed the Headhuntress. Yeah, never mind. This is a good Rending Blade. Yes.
No, this gets there.
So
Yeah.
notably, Ricky, this is I believe the deck that Ricky won with. If I pull it up,
It's basically the deck.
no, I think it is literally the deck that Ricky won with. Wait, no, Ricky's
No, it didn't have a
because
whatchamacallit in
Ricky's
it.
deck had Blood Petunia, so it's probably the more recent
yeah.
version.
Yeah.
Wait, it did have Firmament? That's hilarious.
Yeah, so I built this deck for Ricky. Oh, it's in the actual version. This is what the last modified version looks like. But I believe this format is slightly off in bugs, so that's why. Epid's list is slightly different, I believe. No, Epid is on not the one Ricky won with, but a more recent one. Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. But they're on Liferoot ramp after the Liferoot, second Liferoot ramp.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how
Fruit
that ends up performing.
Yes.
I think the first mode on Liferoot has gotten like something that I look
Yeah.
at, because if we're playing what's its name, Ilkin Soulshare,
Yeah.
I think it's worth like looking at if we're looking at removal based ramp targets. I think Liferoot Nor is a good candidate along with the Soulshare.
I can see that.
So obviously Drakesteel Effigy being a powerhouse in here, Aeon notably being like significantly nerfed compared to before, so I doubt this card will be much good. Like
Nah,
I
still
think
good.
I think the main issue, well, I think the card can still be good, but I don't think this deck is using it properly because it was built with old Aeon in mind.
I think that's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
Also, Falling Sparks got nerfed. I think Falling Sparks is still decent in this deck.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think I think the issue with this deck, for me at least, is it looks like a list that was just copy pasted from when stuff didn't have nerfs, and now stuff has nerfs, so the deck probably isn't functioning as good as it could have if it was fully rebuilt. But
Yeah.
I think the base is still very strong.
the shell of just these 4 cards is like extremely strong. So
Yeah.
and the Existence Flutter Gnar loops, like even if you're not mana screwing them, color screwing them is still going to be very annoying.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can see
Or
the
just
color.
or just killing everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Any other thoughts on this deck?
No, it looks pretty solid.
Yeah.
We've also got Sundown.
I think Aeon is like somewhat playable after the nerf, to be fair.
Yeah, I think it
Like
just wants
even
to
in
play
this deck,
style.
even in this deck though, you can still no, I think it still works in this style because yes, it's 6 mana, but also you're just like running like 8 other ramp cards, and some of them can get flickered. And, yeah.
To be fair, the -3 did also receive a hit. It's not 6 mana anymore.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the
it doesn't
minus
like
3.
print 4/4s anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, but like yes, it's 6 mana, but also you're running like 12 pieces of ramp, eight of which are flickerable.
You are being rid of that.
Hey, where we got next?
Effigy's obviously going to be powerful. Okay, next. Okay, now it's starting to lag. My next pick is me. Let me close this tab so my computer does not like die. Because as you can see, it is lagging between both
Uh,
recording and having OBS on.
There's also just
Recording and streaming to Discord.
yes, makes sense.
I can also, if people are fine with it, I can stop streaming to like make my
I think the
make.
streaming is helpful for me,
Okay,
sadly.
it's less laggy now. It's less laggy. Okay, so this is a colorless
colorless
ramp. Yeah, so I was in switching between silver white tokens and colorless ramp, and I ultimately landed on colorless ramp, mostly for the reason of I enjoy playing this deck more.
Mhm.
I think it's yeah, that's the main reason. So the big difference between this deck and the old colorless ramp deck is where in the old colorless ramp deck everything was focused around the gardener. The gardener is like one of your good cards, but not the most important card. I think the most important card in this deck is Forgiving Monument. Um,
So if you can't see
tutors,
Forgiving Monument, it's a
Yeah.
6-mana enchantment. A
yeah,
colorless enchantment.
yeah. You ramp up into Forgiving Monument. You tutor, usually Shattering, sometimes Gardener. I have grabbed Arbiter once, I think. Um, you just double ramp, and it's just super useful. Like a really important
Yeah.
card. It is demonic tutor. Every card in this deck is colorless. Um,
Yeah.
some relevant things to point out here. We're on 11 mana rocks, 2 mana rocks to help ramp out our ramp targets. We have Howling Door as like a CA engine, Drakesteel Effigy as an alternative CA engine. Notably, since we are ramping through mana rocks, our ramp does not contribute towards Effigy, but Effigy is still just a good CA engine since we are trying to take the game long. Um,
Yep.
so you will get to 6 lands, 5 or 6 lands naturally all the time, and even just one tap draw card drain is still pretty good in this deck, especially when you start getting lower resources. Dominia just helps you stay alive. That's the
Yeah,
main point of it here.
those clerics are useful as all get out.
Also a win con.
Mhm.
Arbiter has like overperformed a ton in my 2 games with this deck in League. This card was insanely good to have it come down. A permanent is just gone, just disappeared, and you have a 5/5. Like,
Yep.
and it's easy to Forgiving Monument into Arbiter, and then play the Arbiter and something else because you're only spending 3 on the Arbiter.
Yeah.
Ice Scorch from
Uh,
Divinity is another nice shout in here, just being able to draw a card and then kill something. Haven't ever drawn it yet though, so we'll see. It's a decent tutor target for Forgiving Monument because you get to spend the mana on the Ominous and then spend the mana again on the front half. So
next time, yes.
yeah, but it is slow is the main issue. Probably the second most important card in the deck. We have basically all his dust in here. So yeah, without this card, like colorless ramp, I don't think exists even close to as much as it would without this. Like shattering is so important
Yeah.
in this deck.
I also think this is probably the most nerfed deck in the format.
Forgiving Monuments mana cost has been doubled. Gardener's mana cost has been like effectively doubled because we've made it only cost like
Set
up to
from 0 to 8, yes.
8.
8 higher than it was before.
Dominiad got nerfed. Drake's Steel got nerfed. Condensed Memory got nerfed. Um, we got
Distortion
nerfed.
line got nerfed.
Distortion Line got nerfed. There's other stuff that I'm not playing that might have gotten nerfed. Um, also
Yeah.
note, Drake Steel, I get to be on a Highlander mana base, except for 2 cards, which are Gardener's Saga, which tutors any land, and Shifting Spire, which tutors any land, but out of the Sanctum. So yeah. Notably, Gardener's Saga dies to enchantment destruction. The most relevant one, at least in the one that came up when I played Gardener Saga was called by the Void?
I really want you to know, for a moment there, I thought you were typing in Called by the Grave, and that would have been very funny, but...
Unfortunately, I'm not playing any monster cards.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Rookie mistake.
Rookie mistake doesn't get called by.
I love how performance my computer is right now. Hey, loaded. So this takes enchantments, which includes Gardener Saga. I also have thoughts on the deck.
It looks pretty solid. I can't see a problem with it other than the early game.
I would
Who needs
love to
early
just
game?
I would love to just constantly break your non-basic lands and force you to tutor your basics, which you only have a single one.
Yep.
Yeah, it is a little greedy. It is a little greedy with that.
Yep.
The TVP
But hey.
special of 4 view drifters.
Yeah,
I was
so
very close to doing that.
there's 2 reasons I'm on a basic. Also, I'm realizing I messed up and forgot to update this deck by adding the life gain lands to the sanctum, because that is like relevant. But you're on the basic because you do run hostile pillars, if I can find it. You do run hostile pillars, and also so you don't get view drifter.
Yep.
Alright, I think we can move on then.
Yep, let's take a look at the next deck.
This is TVP's deck. Alright, TVP, talk about stuff. I will be grabbing some water, so it won't be hovering over stuff, but
Yeah, so this is a deck that I consider the horrors. The block of cards in the middle is exactly what it's trying to do. Long and short of it is, in the early game, you're just countering stuff, you're bouncing stuff, you're trying to find your cards on time. You also have on the right side, not in the middle block, but Starsky Bloom Queen. That card is your other interaction piece. So you do have an early game. There's the big one. Also, you don't have a turn 1 in this deck because you're always searching for a tap land. The mana base is following like a modern logic of have 1 to 2 fetch lands that get pretty much every color. The blue one gets the most colors in general, with the red one getting less, but you kind of have to do that if you want to be able to get a Tyrant's Rage on turn 3 to hit for 3, guaranteed. And this is where the list kind of gets to get a little silly, is because once you've made it past turns 3, 4, and 5, you effectively have a bunch of different, I want to say, avenues for play. You can start slamming Ataris down and then getting stuff like Marie, getting stuff like Motel Manager, get Reject Input just ready to go, Tyrant's Rage.
this does have the Motel Manager Atari's turn 4 kill, notably, and the 1 card combo kill off Atari's as well, which is something that like we are like this should be something that is like monitored and paid attention to in your game's PvP. So I like this is a synergy that almost definitely should exist in Voyager, and
Extra Wisdom from the command zone. Right. Extreme Wisdom does let you cast stuff cast it out of the command zone. You do need to have vertices to do it. This deck is running 2 copies of Flagstones of the Broken Age in order to get those additional vertices. So that way you actually do get a way in.
I think you mean rejection, but not
Reject Input is the card I meant, yes. Though, like, getting any of these spells, to be honest, into the command zone is quite silly. Having, like, infinite copies of Marie, for example, is silly. Having infinite copies of Lost at Sea is silly. Having infinite copies of Proto-Star Bombardment is criminal.
Also, cut out for a bit there because your audio went out for me, which probably means it went out for the recording too. So
unfortunate. Yeah, you get to do criminal things in this deck if you get to do No Shot Mockery, but assuming like your opponent is aware of this fact and decides to play around that, you can also just slam a Motel Manager and just kill them. And if they do play Graveyard Hate against you, which is the funniest thing ever, if they play Graveyard Hate against you, that means that they exile your Extrude Wisdoms and your Naval Diplomacies. But also,
And your
you don't care about that because Motel Manager is a card that is in your deck that threatens them, assuming that they decide to interact with your graveyard at all. If they don't, you have a rest of the deck, which you should be playing. Of course, the Terry's is an example of a card that guarantees like exiling like 5 to 10 cards just straight out. So you can just control your what you have in there. The sideboard is very pointed. Negate is there to try to interact with stuff like I'm trying to remember the name of the card. It's the pithing needle of our format. The Calm Belt. It's there for Calm Belt. If you want to catch it early. Though Optimize is also there for Calm Belt. Well, we'll mention that Optimize is mainly there to interact with Planeswalkers because, unfortunately, Planeswalkers are very good into this deck. So if you don't have any creatures to attack them, you need Optimize out of the board. You need to be able to do something against them. Your Naval Diplomacies help. Like I said, Naval Diplomacies out of the board help. Negates help. But like you do need genuine pieces to get there. Then there's Murkross Shaman.
Murkrow Shaman.
So this card is grave hate because if you notice, it says it's the colon is before the exile, so you can just hit your opponent's instant sorceries or permanents just out of their graveyard pretty much at any time. And this gives you again like this gives you graveyard hate, but B, it also means that you can haste in threats pretty consistently if they're not interacting with your shaman. If they are, this also just means that like they're wasting their mana. They're giving you more time to set up.
Dodges Jaws.
It sure does. And being a vigilant 2/3 means that you can actually just attack your opponent a bunch until they get low enough to start having to fear protostar bombardments, guaranteeing that every creature they play from the rest of the game is at the risk of losing 2 life or losing pretty much. There's not really much life gain in this deck. I don't think that it needs it. By much, I mean there's no life gain in this deck. I don't think that it needs it. I think Teamer can kind of get away with just controlling the game until you reach the point where you can kill them. So
Is Marie
yeah.
still life gain?
No.
No.
No longer life gain, yeah.
Are there any
that part
realms
was.
that gain life?
There are. I'm pretty sure there are, but I wasn't willing to play them. Call of Ancestry is the funniest one here because this does just let you exile whatever you need to exile on time. The milling also helps.
That
Yeah.
you chose this over the 6/6.
It's kind of simple. Shalewing is disgusting, and if you ever get to flip Call of Ancestry into Shalewing, you kind of just win the game on the spot. So
How'd you get Call of Ancestry out?
Murray.
Hmm?
Murray.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Marie. That makes sense. I forgot. Yeah.
You also just don't
Also
have any other
Spy
space to
Masters
do
in
anything
here.
else. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that one. We're just going to let
Now
Spy
we know
Masters.
Could have played an Erosite, SMH my hat.
Certainly, I definitely could have played an Erosite with Platinum Spy Master as my only dragon. This is a good idea. I agree.
The master which you're casting with your very many dragons and rogues.
You'll note that there's no Drakesteel effigy. That is just because, like, I do not think that this card is good in this deck specifically. That is good in most decks. It is not good in this deck. You need to hold your mana up, and spending your time trying to keep spending your turn 3 also just kind of sucks. You do want to counter spells. You want to have your Extrude Wisdoms ready to go. You got to do something.
Hello? Hey, Cup, where is my stats button? Okay, I guess we're gonna have to go to the community page.
Where's my stats? No.
5%.
No.
Yeah. It's getting there. Anyways,
Yeah.
that's my deck. Enjoy getting board wiped.
Bloom Queen. I love Bloom Queen. I need to build Bloom Queen control again.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Also, the Wanderer Shrine gets the swamp out of the sanctum.
All right. Zangi.
Mono blue ninjas.
Okay. So Zangi's gone from blue black to mono blue in ninjas. I'm noticing a couple interesting things here. Number one, post nerf disappointing show is interesting here.
It hits mana value 1 consistently.
It's 1 drops consistently, so I think quite
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I think post nerf disappointing show is like still good, but I find it interesting that we're running it specifically in this deck over like a quench. I guess it's nice to be able to hold up either a big body or the possibility of a counter spell on one, force your opponent to play around
I
that.
mean, I'd say it's not quench this is compared to. I'd say it's the force spike.
Yeah.
True. I think you would rather be on this than the force spike, but I'm not sure if you would rather be on this than
That
the
makes
quench
sense.
Oh my
or
god,
a
because
different
this is a
one-drop
flash
creature.
deck. Because this is a primarily flash deck, Burgeoning Mindscape actually is very good in this deck, it looks like.
Yep.
Wild.
Yeah. Basically just Sanctum 2. Island.
Ominous Temple also being in this mana base means that, like, I do think 4 copies is a little excessive, but
I think 4 copies is kind of suspect, seeing as you're playing like blue.
Yeah. I think
But
4
also, like,
copies is
I can see
suspect,
it.
but this is a
Yeah.
2 of. I think this could be easily a 2 of.
Yeah.
Or you could go on the tapped blue creature land, but also tapped is awkward in this kind of deck, I think.
Yeah. Murdrum Summit is a card that I would consider.
Yeah. The issue with Midram Summit is this is a flash deck.
True.
So Exile Trickster in here can just flashback counter spell, which is obviously nice. It
Yep,
can
against
get
there.
expensive to flashback the counter spell, so like
Yeah.
you're paying 4 mana for a quench.
I think that's fine.
Like it's
I mean, you're
fine,
also
but
playing 4 mana for Memory Hole, which is definitely worth it since you're a complexity too.
yeah. Lost at
It does
Sea,
have some.
obviously.
Yeah, it does have some, like, best in shows, like Pilfer of Shrouded Coast, Castle Delta Lookout. The Zesha here is kind of funny. I think that one's interesting. I'm not sure how the tap land is going to work out, but if it works out, it works out.
It is
I guess the
also just
logic
an
is,
evasive thing.
yeah, the logic is just an evasive creature.
Yeah, Zesha is also just a land.
Also,
Marilyn,
this deck lets us stress test Marilyn and see how
Yep.
good that -2 actually ends up
Yeah.
being.
Mirrorlight does a lot. I think it does a lot here specifically. And then the other sneak card, I don't think I've seen this one in a long while.
Takers?
This is Takers of Voice. So you can get this on on 5.
Do we not have like a somewhat better Takers of Voice?
That's like butterflies on strings, right?
Butterflies on Strings, yes, which is 2 mana 2/2. Blue 2/2.
This says
But I
for as
guess
long as you
Takers is
control
one
this
more.
creature.
So
Oh wait,
does
no,
Takers
this
of
is
Voice.
also for as long as.
Yeah, so it's 1 mana more, but it's a 4/4 rather than a 2/2.
Yeah.
I think I prefer butterflies on strings. Also,
Yeah.
Takers is an enter trigger versus combat damage as long as it's entered this turn. So
I guess so.
yeah. So you can just cast this on 6, which you can't really do with butterflies on strings. But other butterflies on strings front side of being a 2-mana 2/2 flyer is bad.
I will
This
say,
is a-
going just. Yeah.
This is such a weird sanctum.
Yeah, I will say going to the Sanctum, I
Yeah,
think
what is
that
this
playing the
thing?
blue Erosite is like always better than playing the Volcano Serpent.
Also, why are we
So
running exactly 3? I don't see any drafts in here.
I
Bloom. That's why.
You got Pathfinder Bloom and Sanctum.
Oh,
I think I know how. Okay, yeah, I think you're just drawing.
Pathbound Bloom guarantees you Volcano Serpent.
Yeah, I think they're Zengi's trying to draw into Verum Volcano Serpent like most of the time, which is kind of funny because this is not how I would expect people to do that.
Yeah, I do think that just playing the blue Eversight creature is just better
yeah.
for you
Yeah, and
than
also you have
Verum
Spymaster,
Serpent.
so you have dragons.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can actually cast Master from the Embrace since
Oh wait,
Busybody is a rogue.
Wilmot Nye does make Town Busybody. It basically turns Town Busybody into a if they can't block Town Busybody, you just have unblockable creatures.
Yeah, Wilmot Nye is really good.
So you do want to draw that as well with your Pathbound Bloom, it looks like. And getting either the 6/6 or this it seems to be worth it.
I mean, also, the air conditioner and whatnot is pretty easy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the easiest
But it's
tier
worth
to
it for this
fill.
deck. Yeah.
Like before, Leon Terrell was likely easier, but with this getting buffed and Leon Terrell getting nerfed, I think this is easier to achieve.
Yeah.
The deck looks solid. It's got a good amount of counter spells. It's got a good amount of like
Negate.
just get in there.
Important
Negate
part.
Definitely
Graveyard.
Negate
definitely
being one of
doesn't
our most played
handle.
spells is wild, but I'm all
Yeah,
for it.
I do wish
I
someone printed a null.
a null. Yeah, a null would be nice.
Let me pull up a null for those who don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, next deck. This one
This
is
one?
Troops.
Okay, we're giganting.
Yeah. It's a Gigant Nestcrafter deck.
She decant on my Nestcrafter until I bounce with Cloudscape Observer.
Troop, do you want to talk about this
Yeah,
deck?
you've got like a classic Gigant Nestcrafter package, which means you can get the Cloudscape Observer, get the Drakesteel Effigy, or you can get the Red Door.
Mhm.
Yep. And then the main thing the deck is built around is Cooling Foundling. So whenever spell or ability draws you a card or puts a card in your hand anyway, each opponent loses one, you gain one. Seems quite good. It's better than it looks because we got Ancient Activator, which is right next to it. If target player draws a card, discards a card. If you're 20 or less, you get a 3/3. Quite good, quite good. And you've also got Shaman of White Lost as a 2-drop. Shaman of White Lost has the same activation condition as Cooling Foundling. It eats your graveyard very quickly, and because it eats your graveyard very quickly at instant speed whenever you want, you've got Contagious Murder and Drowned Self-Reflection, which let you discard or surveil away removal and card draw, which you can still cast.
Not using the Jesus promo for Drown SMH.
Yeah.
I'm using the. That's great.
Actually, the John the Baptist, shake my head. There's both, you know what I mean.
All right. So this list is really funny to me, but it's not because of the main deck. It's because of the sideboard. I see 4 copies of Ancient Review Drifter.
I
Do we
fixed
want to
the
talk about
sometimes
it?
I
plus
just
RC. Why is it not fixed here?
sometimes you just want to blow up some lands with the Ancient View Drifter.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do. I actually agree with that a lot. It is incredibly funny to do that, I would argue.
An Ancient View Drifter also draws a card for your Cooing Foundling.
That is true. That is true.
Yep, I forgot to update.
Yeah, also this deck runs Decklist, guys, which has been updated, which was buffed a while ago.
So
Unnerfed.
if you're wondering why the Crowned Entity change didn't go through, it's actually not an issue. It's because for the deck page, it is currently using the January format. So it's grabbing everything from the January format instead of which is the
Funny.
month we're in. So that is
The
going to get fixed.
Decklist, guys. What a very funny card, Mini Gush.
Gush
Not quite as
adjacent.
good as Gush. Yeah. I'm pretty
Slightly
sure
worse.
am I like the only I'm pretty sure only one other person is running the 4 copies of True Blood of St. Janus.
I
What's
should be
funny is
on
that
for True
Door to
Blood.
Clear Skies does do a funny thing, like it does in Legacy specifically, where
Door to
Legacy.
Clear Skies also triggers the wait, no, it doesn't trigger the thing twice. It's not an ability, it's a cost. It only triggers Cooing Foundling once.
Yeah.
One more in Peaks is a fun include here.
No, it triggers it twice.
No,
Because
it's a cost.
whatever spell or ability.
It's a cost, not a spell or ability.
Oh, I didn't think about that. That's kind of funny. Cool. We're gonna buff whatever spell ability or cost puts a no. I don't think I will.
Wind One Peaks.
I guess
Wind One
with all the
Peaks
cards
is like
that cost draw cards.
Wind One Peaks is like genuinely good because of Cooing Foundling.
Yep.
It's also like surprisingly better than that. Yes.
Yeah. This is one of those cards that people look at and say, "Oh, it's bad because X, Y, or Z," but then they completely forget about the fact that it refunds the mana, and then it also refunds it in whatever color you want, and also sets up your graveyard for later. Like it seems like it's bad.
It's a loot every turn engine, and if you got Cooing Foundling, you can't have enough of this.
Yeah. Having a 1-drop to cast off of it on turn 2 also seems pretty nice. But once you go past turn 2 and you're on turn 3, casting 2 drops on turn 3 is still fine, assuming you also loot with it. Like, this is just fine to do. And then when you transform it, well, yeah.
Yeah. Also, this is a South twice round deck.
A what deck? Oh,
South twice round, yeah. She's quite good, especially with Rite of Resurrection.
Oh, yep. Well, no. Well, yes, if you mill the right.
Yeah, if you mill the right. Or if you... Oh, she mills the right for you.
Yeah.
And also, like, if you just cast the right from your hand and you get her back, because she is the premier right target.
Yeah, I can see a lot going on with this deck. That seems to be pretty strong. 2 Call by the Voids in the side and the main also seem like a meta call, which is fair.
Yeah, I need something to deal with big creatures.
Because you already have the Contagious
It works.
Mm-hmm.
Contagious Murder, small creatures. Yeah.
Right. Moving on. We have Kagane's deck. Kagane, you are here. Do you want to talk about this deck?
I didn't want to deck build because I was a bit busy, so I just submitted Silver X token aggro. It's a tried and true test strategy. Kindred Spirits is gross. The Depths Talk Loudly is gross. Skeleton Born is gross. And these are the core pillars of Silver X tokens deck. The reason why we're playing red is to abuse the reserves mechanic. We have Arleby Gatekeeper and Gleaming Courage, and Call of the Rose. These cards, in a vacuum, are decent on their own, but they become infinitely faster when you have Gaze upon Greatness. You just get so much mana from these cards. Like, it is insane how much tempo you have when you have reserves cards plus Gaze upon Greatness.
Yep.
We're also playing another high tempo mechanic, Ploy.
Let's go, ploy abuse.
So Ploy, it typically sacrifices the creature in exchange for some more tempo, whether that be some tokens, some cards. But we are leveraging that for with Scaled Deephorn, we can embrace them while they're still on the battlefield but ready to die. So we can get a second chance of their Ploy ability and just get more power, get more stats, get more tempo, kill our opponent. Notable. We're not playing any of the notable cards that you would typically see in other sideboards. Like, we're playing the Archaeologist instead of True Blood because it's a creature that kills people. We're playing a 1-mana Moonlight Charm instead of any other enchantment removal because we don't want to pay mana for cards that we want to play more cards to kill our opponent. We have like a very low mana value removal with our burnouts and our 11 ambiguities. And we have Cascade as our artifact removal that can also double as creature removal. We are going to kill fast or not kill at all unless we have set up like a loop with Gatekeeper and Gaze.
And then there's also just like Sundowns, because in game 1 you don't want to be using Sundowns. You want to be using Sundowns game 2 or 3. Looks like.
Sundown is a very powerful drop tool, but we don't want to use it. We have it if we are forced to use it.
Basically,
Yeah.
Because it pre-board, your opponent's unlikely to be able to slow you down too much.
Yeah. Also got Ardleby Gatekeeper here, which was tragically nerfed to not copy itself again and again.
I mean, you could still do that.
You can still do that.
No, didn't we change this? Did we? No, we didn't change this. We nerfed a different thing about it. I forget what we nerfed about it.
I think it went for no. I believe the change was it was a beginning of combat trigger instead of an attack trigger.
That's
correct.
Wait, what? Why didn't the change go through? That was in patch.
No. True. That's a change that we have thought about. That's coming.
No, we put that in. No, we voted on it like last month. That was last month.
No, that was this month.
That was like urgent. No, that was definitely last month, and it was urgent because
no, that was this
RGB
month.
Gatekeeper going on itself is like, oh my god, yeah, this is gonna spike the GP. RGB Gatekeeper hitting itself is like actually horrific because it is just infinite
bodies to throw at my opponent.
Yes. I thought the change we did for this month was RGB Gatekeeper being whenever it attacks. And we did the other attacking creature last month.
Okay, I have a change log that says its attack trigger is now +1/+tail created. Is now target attacking creature control gets +1/+tail create a token that's a copy of that creature in your reserves, but I can't actually. I don't know the old.
I think the old version
No,
was just
that was the different one. The version before that was whenever you attack put each creature into reserves.
Oh yeah. Put each creature. So yeah, we've only nerfed this once, and it was from each creature to target attack.
Yeah. This just should have to both attack and also not copy itself, because when it copies itself, it means that it goes exponential and also infinite.
Notably, this does not say target non-token attacking creature.
Yeah.
So if you make a token, the token can then clone itself.
Yeah, so it's like infinite in the best case and exponential in the worst case for your opponent.
But yeah, we're trying to kill people as fast as possible.
Let's look at the next list. I think we've pretty much got an idea what Kagami's list is doing.
Yeah. Did Engineer die?
Potentially.
All right, what is the next deck?
Yeah, let me open this up as well on my end.
All right, the next deck seems to be her cat and trees.
Yeah.
I am back.
Welcome back.
Oh yeah. Back, we're on to Cat and Dre's list.
Okay, why did we skip Herverse?
We're on to Herver's list.
Keep in mind that the deck order is random, so you guys probably have a different order.
Yeah.
Is it actually random? That's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Should not be
literally told you this like a day ago.
That's beautiful. I love this.
Yeah.
All right, what are we doing? What is Herbert doing? Oh, never mind. I figured it
Black
out.
Affinity.
Yep.
Envoy of Debauchery. Let's go.
I love the just again another 2x view drifters.
Yeah, we haven't seen this deck in a while, so it's going to be interesting to see how it performs. Rid of supplies, just being game objects. Lots of them.
Yeah.
You know?
I think I would like to see what's it called? The Tangled Heart in this deck.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just hit your own envoys, marauders, eco rotors, and few drifters.
Yeah.
But I think I do prefer it over possibly over right. But right does bring back
Yeah.
your envoys, which
White
is
gets back
very
on.
relevant.
And just being
Yes.
able to spike
Doing
it off
the
of your
TP3.
Howling Doors is very much valuable.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Agreed. I think I'd also agree that like I prefer
Yeah.
removal that can be grabbed off Howling Door, even if it's slightly worse, over like delete or found family. So those cards are like obviously really good.
Yeah.
The
I think
epoch ending here is very funny.
It's a Herver card. It's a control card for a control deck. So
Yeah, that's fair.
the interesting part is, can you retopologize this? So you've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You like, I guess you have
Perfect
6
Cemetery
and
is 6.
7 in
Rid of
grit.
Supplies is 7.
8
Treasure
in
Token is
Supplies
8.
Perfect Cemetery.
So you have 8 differently named sources in total across your whole deck. So getting the retopology on this is dubious, I think. Especially in
I
2
mean,
colors.
it is
Oh wait, no,
2
mine
mana
was
gain
9.
6.
Yeah, it is 2 mana gain 6 to be. I think you want to be trying.
The anti
Like, I think you want to be able to theoretically get the retopology, which I guess the deck does. So it's probably
Yeah,
at least decent.
Yeah, I would agree with having more differently named white sources. Having too many castles early on is painful.
Knifey?
So I tend to play like only 2 copies of castles whenever able.
To be fair, this deck does run multiple life gain cards, though.
Yeah. I think this is like a fairly standard affinity list there. Just like a bit too much non-affinity removal.
I think I would want more rid of supplies, maybe less parcel, and
Yeah,
more.
I think you probably just cut the found family for list of supplies or few drifters.
Yeah. Also, right for Tangled Heart would be nice, as Kiana mentioned. Though Tangled Heart doesn't hit big things, which is probably relevant looking at this deck. Because Flesh Centrifuge is one of your big, is like a relevant removal thing in this deck.
You'd want to play more copies of Eco Rotor to prevent your opponent from having with big things.
Yeah.
I mean, this doesn't hit creatures.
Oh, doesn't? I thought it was just literally the bat from.
Yeah.
And Ego Eroder also would get hit by Tangled Heart.
Oh, so this is another reason to play more differently named sources for readability, I think. I think you
getting the type
I
of
think
yard
there's
up there
easily
for
I
life.
think there's very much a justification to be on probably the burgeonings, some like perhaps like Omnis Land, maybe some of the what are they? The like shock pools if you're willing to take some damage.
Signature cards, Beloved World, so you can play more cards from your Sanctum.
Yep, that as well.
Also, like I would play the black Sanctum suite here. Like even if you don't have silver access innately, you have the driftings, you have a Ruthless Supplies, you have Perfect Cemetery.
Yeah, I don't think you need like you have more basics in your Sanctum than you have Heart of This jobs in your main. Like you can definitely cut some of those. I think you can go to 2 and 1. And maybe even 1 and 1 if you're feeling brave.
I am a doubter of restored lands in Sanctum. I think they're bad.
Yeah. They are bad, but
I think they are good if you have the Spire, Shifting Spire.
yeah, but Hereford doesn't.
Yeah.
The joke is that the restored are good if you play them exactly like you play them with fetches in the main.
Onwards, I guess.
True.
The Catching Tree.
This-
I think. Oh, PvP.
Yeah, this list is. This
The
is
boogeyman.
the only person who is actually playing Reanimator, which I find incredibly funny. Notably, this is also the only list that is playing the Profellos before any changes were made to it.
Yeah, so this is the boogeyman, I think, of the format, I'd say. Like, you know, we know this deck is really good. So
we need to see it happen. And looking at the list, you've got stuff like Bloodstained Fields and Draw Distance as actual interaction. Past that, it doesn't do anything else. There is no more interaction, actually. I guess the idea is that you kind of don't need it in the first game.
Algaja is kind of interaction. As a stoic.
Player face interaction? Fair enough.
They have to block or they die.
Loan sharks, sweatshops, and algaja.
The Territorial Yumas do help to like clean it up in the board, but like it doesn't have that much interaction. I guess again the idea here is that like you're trying to play Ichor Drowned on 1, you're trying to get an Unending Malice on 2, or you're setting up for something else like Stare at the Stars.
Hey, whatever you said for the last bit has not made it in.
Yeah.
The audio started cutting out, so I tried leaving the call, and then Discord lagged out, and then my internet went away. So that was fun.
We love the cascading failures.
But we're back now. So
yeah.
And it appears OBS can hear you. Okay, so let's continue from where we left off. I don't remember where that was because I just spent like the past 2 minutes trying to get back here, but
yeah, all it really was just talking about how the fact of like if it ever gets hit by a Rite of Watchman's Sorrow, which thankfully for this deck nobody is playing in this GP. If it were ever to be hit with the Rite of Watchman's Sorrow, this just rips apart this list like handedly. Not even single-handedly, just handedly. Losing Algaja means you have to rely on your other mill. Losing Stoic means that you don't have a win condition other than like Algaja Profellos. And losing Awakened Fiend. I think Awakened Fiend is the card you don't mind losing, but like it's also very good in this list, it looks like.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
Also say
or for fellows?
that this is the deck that you bring the what you call it, the Janus, the Saint Janus for.
Yeah. This is why
That-
people are playing 4 copies of True Blood.
including this deck.
Yeah.
I guess the big question is like, if you're not playing against this deck, how often are you pulling out the True Bloods? You know?
I think like once or twice.
Maybe against Truk's deck.
I mean, Saint Janus isn't good against my deck specifically.
Notably, 4 cat entry and 4 people playing against cat entry. True Blood cast Stoics. Like, once you get to 8 cards, you can pay 6
Yeah.
and cast a Stoic,
Yep.
which is good
It's
on
good
Yeah.
adjacent.
When True Blood was 5 mana to activate, that was a lot more relevant.
Yeah, to be
Yeah.
fair, True Blood also used to cast anything for 5, and also,
Yes.
so you didn't need to have
Yeah.
that.
You would literally just run it main board.
Yeah. Nice change log.
Has been reworked.
Well, the rework is when we made it into a ghost vacuum. The actual changes that's
Yeah.
fully messed up is that one.
Yeah.
The old True Blood used to be
Wasn't it a
it
Do
used to be a
something
Jared's
X
Hourglass,
factory.
and then
yeah, that card was bad.
Yeah, and no one played it. So Kagane buffed it, and then it was too good, so then Kagane nerfed it. And now it's still the most played card in the format.
but it's the most played in meaning that it's in the most decks, but it's not the most played as most played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can expect to see
Daring Spire is the most played, isn't the most played.
Battle of Sundown being the top non-lands now. That's fun. It's probably like a pretty big margin too. But that's off topic. But yeah. Prepackaged is like a monster. This card just being able to hit the red apology button from
Also, Cat and
graveyard.
Tree has their sanctum in their sideboard.
Though their sanctum is just
Yeah,
a
but
sundown,
that's
so
that can be intuited and fixed. So that's fine.
then yeah, it appears this is the me failing at the this is like a known issue of the egg hub not doing legality checking when you submit. So I assume Cat and Tree submitted through the egg hub and was able to bypass the legality checking, which would have. But Cat and Tree mentioned doing it through the bot, so 'cause the bot should tell you if your sideboard has
Yeah.
cards. That might be a bug in like deck parsing. I don't know. Because there is 16 cards in here, but it is easy to tell what is their thing. So I think that's reasonable. And I can just manually edit their deck in the database as well to make it correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other thoughts on this?
The draw doesn't count.
I find it very funny that they're boarding in cards for the mirror and also cards for if they mill themselves out.
Yeah. Abstract was funny.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, it is funny to me this is like a Searing Spire deck.
Oh my god.
They
Embryonic
play like
Tonic,
many red sources for Sundown.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 14 red sources. And then these can also give you double red on top of
Yeah.
that. So quite a few red sources for Sundown. Also, I think this is an example of like what the red apology mana base looks like for a deck compared to Harever's deck. The off-color Omnis lands do put in work when
Yeah.
it comes to the red apology, and they have a good justification. Stare at the Stars also being like one of our big mills pieces seen play here is also nice. Okay. That is the last deck. Do you want to talk about the matchups now, maybe?
Yeah.
Or who we think's gonna win?
Kagani's going to win.
I mean, I think when it comes to like who's going to win, for me at least, I think it's probably either Kagani or me, either Kagani or Cadentry, I feel like, have the best deck right now. Though,
I think
knowing
Cat has the
Kagane's
best deck,
record,
but Cat and Tree is much easier to hate out.
seeing Kagane's record, I think there's a chance that there's a pretty good chance that Kagane ends up winning this one.
I'm only playing 22 lands. I could just get mana screwed and die both in a lot of games.
Knowing your luck, maybe.
My curve does end at 3, but if I don't draw a third land and I just have like 3 out of my 8 free drops, then I can't just die.
Engineer can reach turn 6 and kill you.
I did play against your deck, right? And get like absolutely destroyed? Or was that a different deck I played against?
No, you did lose against Silver Red Aggro.
Yeah, Shattering is just kind of too slow to hate out Kagane's deck.
Yeah.
It's a reason why when I was building a bunch of colorless decks, I was splashing colors with board wipes at 4. So
Yeah.
you can cast them on
Excellent.
turn 3 and then board wipe again later.
Okay, matchups. So TVP versus Epid. So both of them are on the land stacks. How do we feel about this matchup?
I feel like I feel like this is going to happen at least once. Turn 3 Motel Manager, turn 4 Etris, TVP kills.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's got to happen at least once in the GP. At
Yeah.
least once in the GP, probably
And
multiple
I
times.
think
think-
the matchup against Epid is the most likely it's going to happen. Because Epid's a bit slow.
Epid,
I
I don't
think
think
it's
you
the
can
best
kill
matchup
the
for
Motel Manager
Hotel
in time.
Manager. But I still slightly favour effort.
I think if TVP draws a Terrace, I think TVP is favored, but he does need to draw a Terrace,
Yeah.
I think, in this matchup.
It's easy. Mulligan.
Yep, that's true.
TP does have a lot of draw.
You just get infinite cards and infinite lands when you do have the Etris, so it's you effectively don't go down cards if you have a Tetris in your opening hand after your mulliganing.
Yep.
True. Yeah, just being able to go. I guess TVP isn't on the in the main deck, but if you run Windy left in the main deck, a Terrace does like kill on turn 5. So yeah. If you grab the Motel Manager, immediately -2, put it into your hand, then +2 on your next turn. Grab the Windy left and kill. Notably, that does need the Terrace to survive at 2 loyalty, but
It's pretty doable.
Herver versus Kagane. I think Kagane wins this. Like,
I think Herbert's deck is one of the most beaten into Kazani's, but also I think Kazani wins it.
I think it is kind of dependent on if the Envoy gets to come down on 3. Because I think the Envoy coming down on 3 can, like, shift the game in Herver's favor by a pretty
Yeah.
big margin. But the Envoy
Envoy
needs to
got
come down
2
on 3.
attackers at the same time. Yeah.
Blanks 2 attackers, then keeps draining for 3. So the gatekeeper is just something that Herver needs to immediately remove before it can clone itself, or else Herver just
Yeah.
dies.
Yep. Both of our decks have strong swing points. It's just whoever gets the swing point first.
Yeah. Okay, I'm playing against Zangi.
I think you'll hurt.
I think this is a bad matchup for me, because like Colorless Ramp is not gonna fare well into counter spells, and Zangi is like a counter spell deck.
You're up against Memory Hole. Actually, no, Memory Hole doesn't work against you.
Like the issue is
Yeah.
Zenki is a tempo deck that is going to be like dealing damage to me. So if it was more like a counterspell control deck, I think I still have a decent chance.
Memory Hole and Disappointing Show aren't too effective against you, but you do not have much of a board presence, and that's the big factor.
Yeah. Yeah, it also means that the sneaks, because if I don't have Dominiad, the sneaks do just get to keep getting in, even if because I
Yeah,
just
but
don't have.
also like post-board things, for instance, in the game. You die.
Yeah. I don't know if I've played this exact matchup before. I know before I played, it might have been this exact matchup before. No, it wasn't 3. I didn't play this exact matchup. Yeah, because in Delta I played a different deck is when I lost to Zangi. What was I on? Self bounce. Okay, Cat Tree versus True. I think Cat Tree is likely favored here. So
I
there's the
think
swing
Captain is
plus
definitely
swing
favored
down.
pre-board, but post-board I have draw, and I have
For True Bloods.
draw is bad.
True Blood does die to draw distance, so like Cat Tree does have an out to it, but you have to draw the out, obviously.
What's a
Just draw.
Gigant aircraft that can get True Blood? That's
Yeah,
ever
that too.
relevant.
Yeah, that is pretty
Probably
relevant.
not. It's relevant for like the second copy.
Yeah. Because by the time that Crafter comes down, the first copy of True Blood. And so who do you think's gonna win, Mirith or Bai? I wonder.
I don't know. Buy's got a pretty good back record.
Also, I need to report this
Bai
because
has
this
had
was
a
not.
very poor record. Historically, they've been unable to win a single game.
The
I need to
underdog.
report this.
It's the underdog story.
Yeah.
I can turn it all around.
Wow, that was fast.
I already lost. Fastest player in the GP. Maybe we need to embrace Bai's role model. Okay, I think I'm gonna end off the stream here. I say stream, I mean recording. Anyone have final thoughts?
No, there are no final thoughts.
Thank
May the
you,
best
TVP.
player win.
Uh, 5 people
Going
watching.